Yo, when we started working out, we did splits. So it was push, pull, and then legs. So Wednesday was leg day. And I remember so many times that whenever we did squats, my knees would always feel very uncomfortable. So what happened was my knees always made some kind of popping sound. Although it didn't hurt, it made squatting not the most pleasant exercise. And that was body weight. 3 years later, I started doing weighted squats and the discomfort was still there. The problem with that was, because it didn't feel right, I found myself compromising my form in order for my knee to feel better. After the workouts, my knees would always be very sore and it was hurting a lot. Even when I was driving my bicycle, I felt some popping noises in my knee. It just didn't feel right. But after doing a little bit of research, talking to some guys, I actually found out what the problem was. And that is what the video is going to be all about. So keep watching to find out. Why is all of this happening? Why are you feeling discomfort in your knees? Well, in one word, or maybe two, depends on how you write it, muscle imbalances. If you take your anatomy book and you look to the legs, you can see that the knee joint is quite a complex structure. Why is that? Because you have all the muscles from your upper leg that's going around your knee and attaching to the bone of your lower leg. And you have all the muscles of your lower leg that are going to attach to the bones of your upper leg. And these all have to pass around the kneecap. And then you also have the tendon that stabilizes the knee joint. So there are a lot of things that have to be in balance in order for the knee to feel very comfortable. During and after squatting, I usually felt a very big discomfort above my knee joint. And when I was tracing down the muscles that run across that point, I could find which muscles had the imbalance. Let me explain. So if you look at my knee, if I have pain here, this means that there must be some muscles here around the quadriceps that are too tight, or there must be some muscles that run across the shin bone and that attach to here. And that is what causing probably the pain I feel here. Another thing I experienced was I felt pain below my kneecap. Looking at the anatomy, you see that the quadricep muscle runs down and connects here. So that means that maybe one part of the quadricep muscle is pulling a lot harder than the other one, or maybe they're both too tight and causing some pain here. So by really looking at the muscles and understanding how the anatomy works, you can try to find which muscle you have to work on. So what does that mean, the muscle feels too tight? That probably means that you're experiencing some trigger points in the muscles. Trigger points are usually some little knots in your muscle tissue that are contracted more. And because that part is contracted more, the parts around it are elongated more than they should be. So this is causing some tension and muscle imbalance in the muscle fibers. By alleviating that pain, you relieve the tension and your tendon are going to feel a lot better as well. So how do you find and how do you trace back your trigger points? Trigger points, easy to find. Whenever you press on your muscle and something feels like it's very tender and like there are pins and needles into it, it's probably a trigger point. So you can really push into it and you'll feel that something's not right. And then you know you found it. You found the trigger point. Now you have to work on it. You've probably heard about massaging. People who are athletes who get massages on a regular basis, that's really to get the blood flowing into their muscles and to relieve themselves from the trigger points and just to get their muscles back in balance. We're also deserving some massaging and our body really needs that. So that's what we're going to try and learn today. So it's called self-myofascial release. That means that you're going to release the tension in your muscles yourself. You can do it on 3 different ways. You can use your fingers, like you're going to take your fingers and you're going to press into the tender spots and you're trying to press until it loosens up. and then you know that you eliminated the trigger point. So let me show you. Let me just show you. So if this is your leg, well, it's actually my leg, but let us just pretend it's your leg. If this feels tight, you can just, like, when you're sitting, you just press on it. Oh, here I found one, and you press into it. And you're really going to dig deep into the tissue. And you feel that the whole structure around it is going to loosen up. A second thing you can use is a foam roller. Obviously for that you have to lay on the ground and roll your leg across the foam roller. It's a great way because you just have to lay on there, stay on the spots for a couple of times. You don't have to roll and rush into it. No, you just lay on the foam roller and let gravity do its work. One thing that you should know when you're using the foam roll is actually two things you should know. Stay on one spot, as I already said. Second thing, try to breathe deeply into the spot. So you take a deep breath in and you'll find that your muscle tissue is going to contract a little bit, and when you exhale it's going to loosen up even more. And that's really what you want. You really want the muscle tissue to loosen up. The last thing you can do is use a hand roller. This is easy because for that you don't have to lay on the ground. Maybe you can do it in the gym after your workouts or whenever you want. So you take the roller and you're going the same way as you would use your fingers. You're going over the muscle tissue. And here you want to roll a little bit, but like make little small adjustments, movements. And with this one you can be like a little bit more precise, and you can, if it's too tender, you probably want to use this, because with this one you can just roll very easily, or you can push very hard into it, and you can really choose with this one. So that is how I got rid of my knee pain when doing squats, and I hope you'll get rid of it too. Well, not of the squats, but of your knee pain, obviously. I hope you learned something from this video. Now you know that when you're experiencing knee pain, 90% of the times it's probably due to a muscle imbalance, some trigger points that are causing your muscles or some muscles to tighten up more than they should, and they're just pulling on those tendons. By releasing it with some self-myofascial release using your fingers, foam roller or a hand roller, you can just eliminate the pain and squat again as much as you like to. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked this video. Please hit that like button. If you're having friends that experience some knee pain, please let them know about this video, and I'll be seeing you all in the next video. Peace!